Hey, good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here with
Michael Anthony Fitness.
And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report, as well as Joe Boo's day job. I think we're only 200 people away. I got paint in my hand. 200 people away from having enough to be able to live stream on that channel. And I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm begging you guys to subscribe to that channel so we can get there before we go to Puerto Rico. And no, we're not going for vacation. Mike, are you looking forward to going to Puerto Rico and work on houses again? We got the list of the houses. We're going to be working on 3 houses. One house needs a whole new roof. I think that's all they're going to do on that house because of how much time it takes to do it. Another one needs a roof and a lot of interior work. Another one needs interior work and the roof to be sealed. We'll be doing all the interior work and stuff, and I've already seen pictures of one of the houses, man. And I gotta tell you, I don't know what your circumstances are, but when you see some of the conditions that these are American people. A lot of people don't realize that Puerto Rico is part of the United States, okay? It's not a state, but it's a U.S. territory. They're American citizens. And when you see over 2 years after a hurricane, that one of the pictures that I saw of the lady, she looked so sad. I'm hoping we put a smile on her face. That the windows are blown out and they have plywood that's just kind of laying in there. That, you know, if the wind blew hard enough, it would just blow that in. You know, cinder block walls with gaps and stuff in them. It's not even painted cinder blocks. The stove and the cat, I mean, just terrible conditions. And so I'm looking forward to getting down there and doing what we can. You know, you help one family at a time, man, and just keep on hitting it and stuff. So I feel good about it. So subscribe to my other channel. The bad thing, of course, is we were supposed to go to the Giants game, Giants and Cowboys game in New York and stuff. We're going to do that as a road trip, but I feel it's better for us to do what we can to try and help our fellow man out. So, are you feeling any better about DeMarcus Lawrence after last week?
I mean, he did what he was supposed to.
You know, a forced fumble, he got 4 tackles, and a sack. You know, that was the best game he's played, and it may be that from missing all that time over the summer while he was waiting for his shoulder to heal, that he's just getting his legs up underneath him, and hopefully this is the beginning of him peaking there.
Might want to check
Check what?
your other channel.
What about it?
Because my second channel I don't use.
Yeah.
It says I can go live on the net.
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't have 1,000 subscribers.
I tried. It wouldn't let me on it.
Well, you can check.
And not unless they just changed it today. But if he's getting his legs underneath him, that's great. Now, again, we got another Veteran Day off today, and this is the last practice until next week, which I'm okay with. Let's not get these guys hurt, and let's pray that these guys take care of business and don't get in trouble, you know, with having the weekend off, okay? Let's say a prayer, you know, that nobody gets in trouble.
Hey, it's the tires turning for Zeke Elliott. He had a commercial.
Oh,
vitamin
yeah,
water.
yeah.
And it was on YouTube, of all places.
Okay, so maybe he's learning that, you know, if I'm a solid citizen,
He did have a Nike commercial.
I'll get that extra money on the outside.
He did have a Nike commercial, I think, last year or the year before.
Well, now here's the good news. It looks like Robert Quinn is going to be okay, along with Leighton Vander Esch to be practicing next week. So that's great news for our Cowboys. But now here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys, and somebody asked me to touch on this because, see, if we were going to make a trade to try and bring somebody in, I want the big fat guy on the defensive line. And see, this is where I think philosophy and reality of a player kind of gets lost in translation. See, the Dallas Cowboys love length, okay? Chris Richard loves his cornerbacks with length. He likes taller guys that can, 6'2", 6'4", you know, Richard Sherman types of things that are bigger guys out there. And because of that, Jordan Lewis kind of got lost in the mix because he's only 5'10", but you've seen Jordan Lewis out there playing really, really well, and I think he's going to be earning more time in there. And, you know, you think about last year in the offseason, we signed like George Iloka, safety from Cincinnati. And it was mainly because they liked his length. He was a tall 6'4" guy. But in the end, he couldn't bust a grape. And when you think about when we had the draft and we drafted Taco, Taco had the length that they like. They like these guys that are lean, that are taller, that can stunt and move, that are fast, which there's nothing wrong with that. The Cowboys are a stunting defense. They don't get most of their sacks on a bull rush where a guy is just literally bulldozing over you. They get a lot of their sacks because they're playing games where you're doing twist stunts with the tackle and the defensive end and stuff. And that's the philosophy of it. The problem has been for us is teams are figuring out ways to catch you in those blitzes and to catch you in those stunts. And because the guys aren't big, fat guys, you can get knocked out when you're not balanced. And sometimes you just need a guy that's just going to be able to hold his ground, okay, to clog up the middle. And as I've said many, 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 many times, you get the biggest bang on defense when you get a defensive lineman because it helps every single level. If you got the big fat guy that clogs up the middle, that requires you to take double teams, then that means you can't triple team and double team DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn. That means you're going to get more pressure on the outside. And quarterbacks hate, and I mean they absolutely hate, to have pressure in front of them. They start thinking about the knees. I'm going to trip over. I can't step up in the pocket. Now I got to be worried about the defensive ends. And you think about when Tom Brady has been beaten the Super Bowl, it was because those New York Giants were able to put pressure up the gut because he does not like that. And that we don't have. I had hoped, I had prayed in looking at the college film of Tristan Hill, that Tristan Hill would be that Warren Sapp type guy that could put pressure from the one or the three technique. But he's not quite there yet. He's still raw. He's not getting the playing time, so they don't have that faith in him just yet. You got guys like Kerry Hayter, who's really a hybrid defensive end tackle. He's kind of a tweener. He's not really big enough to be a tackle, and he's really kind of slow to be a to be a defensive end, but he plays well at both. And see, this is where the Cowboys missed out because they drafted Taco because he had the length, and they looked at TJ Watt and said, no, he doesn't have that mold that we like in defensive players. But sometimes you just got to look at a guy and say, you know what? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to look and say, forget about what's your mold. Can the guy play football? That's the bottom line. People looked at Doug Flutie and said he's too short, but the guy could play football. And that's where I think the Cowboys would be well suited if they went out and they got that guy that's not their typical mold. He's the big, fat guy that clogs up the middle. Because here's what he'll do, besides helping your defensive ends to taking up the second team and operating in space. When you go against those teams that want to run up the gut, he's going to help slow that down. He's going to keep those offensive guards from getting that second level blocking Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith and Sean Lee. And because you're getting that guy in the middle with the Robert Quinns and the DeMarcus Lawrences on the outside, those quarterbacks are going to get antsy and they're going to throw the ball quicker before they want to and cause more turnovers. Got to do it. You got to get that guy. That's the position that I look at and honestly believe if you're going to make a trade or if you're going to bring somebody in, that's where you want the point of attack to be. And as far as Jordan Lewis goes, I think getting him on the field more is going to help. I was pleasantly surprised that Byron Jones, because I thought Byron Jones wasn't playing as well as he did, but if you look at his numbers, he's actually playing better right now than he did last year, so we're okay there. It's just a matter now of getting that extra pressure from guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, and he seems to be coming on. And maybe what you'll look at as our defense will get better as the season goes on. Make no mistake about it. Last week was a great way to turn things around and feel good about yourself going into the bye week. You heal up, you come back now, everybody feeling a little bit better, and they're ready to rock and roll. What do you think about that? Good?
Good last week. Have the same intensity come to the Giants.
A week and 2 days, man. We'll be on a plane headed to Puerto Rico. Can't believe that soon.
Can't believe this year's almost over.
Time, well, when you get old like me, you realize time goes by fast.
I'm just realizing that.
And that's why you got to make the most of your time while you're here. All right, hope you guys are having a great day. We'll be watching the Redskins Vikings game tonight, and see what we're gonna see. I'm gonna say something crazy. I think the Redskins get the upset.
I don't think they will.
I don't know. It's Kirk Cousins, man, and it's AP going back to Minnesota. You know, Andrew Peterson. You know, he was nicked up, but he's gonna go tonight.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon.